Hello, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting. You've caught me on a good day. I am in a super productive mode. Everybody's gone to work. I don't need to leave for work till about 11:30. So I'm making the most of some peace and quiet in the house, in the daylight, not crafting at night when my brain does not connect with my mouth and I end up saying some bizarre stuff. So I wanted to show you a little gift box that I've made, and I have customize this to the size of the gift. And what I'm going to do, because at the moment I'm in the middle of a 31 days craft challenge, which is taking up a lot of my spare time, in February I'm going to produce some videos showing you how you can customize the measurements of your products in order to fit the item that you're wanting to put into your gift boxes. So come and subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so that you can be notified of those, and they're going to be specific tutorials to show you how to customize the size of your box to fit your gift, because there's nothing worse when you put a gift in a box and it rattles about. This one I've made to the size and there's not a great deal of rattling about in there. So stay tuned for those, and they'll be coming in February. So what I've got today is this box. I'll show you what's in it in a second. I've used the Mosaic Mood for this one. What I'm going to use for today's project is one of the DSPs that you can earn free. You can get, what I'm going to show you in a second is a DSP that you can get for free just for spending £45. You earn a level 1 reward, and then you can put that on top of your order, and it's free. It's absolutely free. And I've also used the Beautiful Friendship stamp set for this sentiment. This is one of my favourite sentiments. I love this. It stamps beautifully in whatever colour. I've got some vanilla and gold ribbon on that one. I'm going to use something else for the other project, but I'll show you what I've got in here. So just recently, it's been all move in our house. My eldest daughter has moved out because she's bought a house. My youngest daughter has nabbed her bedroom. And while we were clearing everything out, we found lots of bits and pieces of things. And one of them was a gift box of stuff. Now, I'm not saying that I've just taken all of their gift boxes away with all of their bits and pieces in there, but I just took the products out so I can make gift boxes out of them. And this was in one of them. It's just like a body lotion, and these are really quite common for gifts for ladies usually. So things like hand cream, body cream, mini shampoos, bits and pieces like that, nail varnishes. So I nicked this. I've got to put it back later. So I pinched this. I thought, oh, I can make a gift box out of that. So I did. And this is a gift box that you can make out of DSP. So no cutting out cardstock and sticking bits onto cardstock. DSP. So a nice quick project. So you're probably thinking, well, can you just get on with it? So let's go. Let's get on with it. So I customized the measurements based on this. I don't know if this is a standard size body lotion or not. No idea. But these are the measurements. I just measured the base, measured the height, and yeah, off we go. So I'm using the, I've forgotten the name of it. It's from the Celebration catalogue, and it is the Lily Pad Designer Series paper. So I'll leave a link for it in my blog post. The blog post is the link to that is in the description bar of this video, and it will show you the name of it. It's just totally now gone out of my head. But there are coordinating dies to go with this as well, which are beautiful. But this is lovely. It's got a real mixture of colour, loads of colours. And this piece of DSP measures 7 5/8 by 7 5/8. So I've made it square so it makes it easier, because when you're starting to think about direction of the paper and your width is different to your height, then it all starts to get a little bit confusing, thinking I have no idea whether this is the width or the height, and then you've got to get the direction of the paper right. So can't go wrong with that one. But you do at this point have to decide what's the top and what's and what are the sides. So I've got that there. The first scoring is going to be creating the sides. So that's where you're going to start. And I'm going to get my scoreboard for this, which will not fit in. Which will not go in shot, but we'll have a good go at it. So I've got my measurements written down here. So they're a bit fiddly in eighths. I try and avoid sixteenths measurements if I can absolutely help it, because we don't have 16ths on the scoreboard. So this is where we're going to go. You're going to start at 1 3/8, and then we want 3 5/8, then we want 3 5/8, 4. I'm just going to check that measurement because now I'm not absolutely sure. Bear with. Sorry about that. I just had a little bit of doubt in my mind then. So can I just recap where we've got? I'm right so far. It's 1 3/8, 3 5/8, 5, 7 1/4. Right, absolute apologies for that. I need to make sure that you got the right measurements, and I had something written down that was not right. So what I've given you so far is still right, but I'm going to go over that again. 1 3/8, 3 5/8, 5 7 1/4, and then that gives you just a little tab at the end. So 1 3/8, 3 5/8, 5 7 1/4. The measurements are on my blog, okay? Turn it round, and then we are going to score at 1 and you need the top of your paper here. This is going to be at 1 3/8. Okay, so as long as the top of your paper is here, you can score here at 1 3/8. So then we've got the base at the bottom. There was no way I was remaking that video for that small error, so I'm hoping you can follow that. I'm going to turn it this way because the lines are easier to see, and we'll fold and burnish all of our score lines, and we're going to do a little bit of cutting, not a lot. And we'll just fold and burnish that one there. Now what we've got here, which is easier to see here than it is on the other side, is a small rectangle, and I'm going to get rid of that. So I'll just cut up to the first score line, and I'm going to cut into that corner like that. And then at the top here, so where we've got this skinny tab from that first score line there, I'm just going to just take that bit off like that. Okay, and then we're going to cut up each of these score lines here, and these will form the flaps for the bottom. Okay, so that's the basis of our box. It's a bit like a box that's the bag, really. It's not really a box. So that folds over like that. And what I need to do on this tab bit here on the outside is just run some tear and tape along there. So I've got, there's my tear and tape, and I want to run that right on that score line. So you're going to look really carefully. I can't get too close to it because you then get to see the top of my head. And all I've done today, when I've got a busy day, all of my hair gets piled up on the top of my head. You don't want to see that. So I'm just going to trim that tear and tape there. And then I'm just going to trim that there, just so that that tape is on every bit of that tab. So the next thing we're going to do is stick all of this together. So I've got my take your pick tool, and I'm going to take that backing off of there, and then, so we're looking at the inside. Isn't that gorgeous, that colour? Fold that over there, so there's the tape, you can see that. Fold this over and just make sure that your raw edge matches the folded edge, and then also you've got some score lines there, they're going to match as well. So if it all matches, that's a good sign that your cutting and scoring has been absolutely straight. So there's the basis of your box. Let's sort these flaps out. You want to find the back of your box. So that's where my seam is. That's where I just stuck that down. So I want that in front of me. And I'm going to push the two side flaps in. So this is the back flap. We're going to pull the front flap in. No, we're not. We're going to push the back flap in like that, and the front flap comes forward. So two sides. The nearest one to us, the one furthest away. But before we do that, we're going to run some tape along there. I was perhaps getting a little bit too sure of myself that my brain was connected to my mouth. I'm filming this on a Monday morning. Maybe that wasn't my best idea, but I don't come home from work tonight until about 10 o'clock. That is not the best time to be crafting and videoing. So now I've got my tearing tape on there, I'm just going to fold this over here, keeping everything nice and straight. Try not to squeeze your box while you're doing that, and then just push that down like that. So that's almost ready to go. I'm going to put my gift in there like that, and what I want to do is just, I'm looking at the back of the box there because that's where the seam is. I'm just pushing that in like that. And then this bit here just starts to form that shape. And I want that to go in there. Can you see that diagonally like that? Like that. Okay, so it all just starts to form nicely. So just the final decoration on this. So I've got a little hole punch somewhere, there it is. And what I want to do is just put 2 holes in. I'm just eyeballing this. I would recommend measuring it, but I'm a bit strapped for time. Once it's all together, if it's slightly off, you can't see it. But if you're giving this to somebody who's also a crafter, and they might get the ruler out, you might want to measure it. So I'm going to put that in there. See, I didn't get it far off. Now, this is not current ribbon. I don't buy a lot of ribbons and things, and out of the new catalogue, I really haven't bought very much at all. So unfortunately, I'm using retired ribbon, but you've got so many colours in here. We've got some that looks white or very vanilla. We've got some green, we've got blackberry bliss, we've got balmy blue. This is an old balmy blue, but you can use anything you like. And what I'm going to do just for now, so I've got just a length of ribbon, fold it in half like that, and these two are going to be threaded through both holes, through the front and through the back like that. And then I take these 2 ends and put them through that front loop like that. I'm not going to do that too tight because I'm going to do something else with that in a second. Let's look at our gift tag. So I've got some blackberry bliss, just because that just goes very nicely on that. Oops, like that. And I'm going to put some very vanilla on that because I want to stamp it in blackberry bliss, which I put away. Did I put away? No, it's not. It's over here. I've been organised for once. So I've got the Beautiful Friendship stamp set, and I'm using the Birthdays Are the Best Days sentiment, which I've already got loaded up on my stamp. This is one of my favourite sentiments. You might be able to tell because my ink, my stamp is so well used. And that is going to go, it fits just beautifully on there. So my Blackberry Bliss measures 2 inches by 3 1/4. And then this measures 1 3/4 by 3 inches. I might end up trimming some of these down. First, actually, what I'm going to do is put this through the scallop tag punch. There it is, right in front of me. I keep looking for stuff, and if I look in front of me, I might find it. So I'll put my Blackberry Bliss in there, punch it, and then I've got a nice label. that definitely needs to be trimmed. That's way too long. So at the moment that's 3 inches. And I think I will make it 2 inches. So I'm just going to quickly get my trimmer out and trim that down to 2 inches. Like that. That's a bit better. The other thing that I'm going to do, try and use every punch possible. I've got the Detail Trio punch, which has got a rounder on it, and I'm just going to round off those. I don't like those pointy corners, so I'm just going to round that off, and then I'm also going to round the corners on our piece of Very Vanilla. Like that, and then finally I can stamp it. So Blackberry Bliss ink, load up my block, line it up, there we go, and then I'm just going to, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, just because I can, I'm going to get some dimensionals, and I'm going to put them, I'm literally on the last bits of this pack of dimensionals. I'm hoping I've got 4 on here. Yeah, I have got more than enough. I can just finish putting this together, and I can finish putting this together, upload it to YouTube, get ready for work, and feel that I've accomplished something today. I try and film a couple of days ahead, and I didn't get behind, but I was right up to date over the weekend. So when I came back from the weekend, I'd been away, I was trying to film ahead. So I'm going to put that on there as centrally as I can. There we go. Just need to attach that now to my project, like that. And I'm just trying to think how I'm going to put that on there with, didn't think that one through. What have I got in here? No, that's not going to work. I found something. Yeah, I've got a little bit of Very Vanilla twine. Not much of that left. Just want a little bit of that. Oh, my scissors won't work. So I'm going to tie that through there like that. Now what I want to do is just get that in that loop. In there. It's all fiddly. When things are fiddly, then I tend to rush, and then it just all goes totally wrong. A little bit of patience. So now that's on there, I can tighten that bit up there. Like that, and then tie this on here. And there we go, a little gift box for a little body lotion, and we've got our scallop tag topper punched label. Ignore the ribbon, it's not currants, but you'll be able to find something that goes with that. There's so many colours, and the free Lily Pad DSP. So £45. Come and spend that in my shop. I've left the link in the description bar, and the link to the blog where you can see all of these products. And I will be back again tomorrow with another project. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.